I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. And this here is Twitter, and what's trending is Amber Heard is free. Right now, it looks like a mixed bag of Johnny fans and Amber fans who are pitching in their opinion on the latest news about the appeal and how everything's pretty much over at this point legally. We'll see what happens in the future, but for now, it seems like a conclusion. But let's see what we got here. This is Constance Wu on Instagram. I don't know who that is. Maybe she's somewhat famous. Anyway, love and support Amber Heard and others like her. I will continue to speak out against the misogyny, vilification she experienced and continues to experience, even when it's unpopular for me to do so, which apparently it is. So be it. I'd rather have guts and ethics than popularity. So be it. Hi, that's me. Well, make sure you're right before you support something. Yes, there's going to be people online making fun of Amber Heard. Yes, there's going to be some jokes and things like that. But that happens to everyone. You're supporting someone who was found guilty after 6 weeks of defamation and, as we know, abuse. Whether the abuse was a technical verdict of guilt or not, we know what happened. It's all the same. This picture got around, and the person says, just from yesterday. Look how happy, gorgeous, and glowing she is. She can finally move on with her life, and this is from none other than 2019. That's right, 2019. This is not from yesterday, Chocolate, which is the person's name. And I can't reply. What do you know? Amber Heard supporters think that Amber is free to defame JD all over again, but she lost. She took the money and so accepted defeat. She needs to just live a quiet life, bring up her child, and move on. I'll give that a heart. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. I, Johnny Depp, a man. I'm a victim, too, of domestic violence. Amber Heard. He did tell the world. We believe him. Justice for Johnny. And what Edie here is getting into, I think, is that she cannot do anything defamatory. Yes, she can talk about the trial, what happened, what got out in public, but she can't defame Johnny. That's still off the table, so I guess she's got to be careful. I guess time will tell. We'll see what comes out of her mouth. And some Amber fans posting things like this. I've made no admission. This is not an act of concession. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. Well, guess what? It's not your choice. The choice was guilty verdict from the jury. So you got a few Amber fans here posting some old stuff. And when I say old, I mean very old. Many Depp fans are furious over Amber's statement. They have made good reasons to be. One of them is, I have made no admission. This means Amber never accepted the verdict. Yet, Depp still settled and put no gag order on her. Well, it's not her choice to accept it or not. The verdict is made, and she hears the news, and that's it. So her fans are saying it seems like she won. Well, here's the thing. Here's what a lot of Johnny fans and people said before the trial started, long before. Is people like Amber, beautiful women in society, well, she was at one point, but alright, you know what I mean, don't get punished for things they do. That's not a surprise. That's one of the reasons that we were here calling things out. Is because if the roles were reversed, you know Johnny would be facing a lot of heat right now. He'd be made to pay probably a lot of money, things like that. It will be completely different. Obviously, things don't quite go as they should when she's found to be pretty guilty. Is that my opinion? I don't know. Take a look. What was her harsh punishment? Well, the worst of it was the whole world seeing what she did, and that's what she did to herself. Worth pointing out that Johnny knew Amber's going to win her appeal since he accepted the terms of Amber being no guilty and being allowed to talk freely about the case and her life. It's a big win for Amber. But the thing is this, they're leaving out the fact that she can't talk about everything about the case. She cannot say any defamatory statements. That's been agreed upon by the lawyers. And her best friend here says this is very telling on who got the winning hand. He didn't manage to silence her. She admits no guilt despite the verdict. He's ruled a wife beater forever. Okay, here's the thing. He wasn't really trying to silence her. You want her to do the talking because she admits a lot of things she did wrong and she gets caught in lies. So it's better if she talks. Ruin her? I don't know. Depends how she moves on forward. We shall see. And a Colonel Kurtz video, so okay. Here's a heart. Amber is free, and soon the rest of us will be, too, once that man drops dead. Always good grammar with the Amber fans. And they're still using this picture here from 2019. So as you can see, Amber has some support here. There it is again. I hope people will treat Amber Heard with respect, empathy, and kindness moving forward. This settlement is not cowardice, it is freedom. I will always stand with Amber Heard. Amber is free. Amber Heard Latino says Amber Heard, something I can't read because I don't speak that language. Next. And just a whole bunch of support. Now here's the thing. A lot of people say Amber Heard is irrelevant. Let's forget her. Well, if you do that, her fans there are going to keep going, saying what they're going to say, and there won't be anyone to contradict what they're putting out there. If she was irrelevant, this wouldn't be reported on. The mainstream media would just drop her. She wouldn't be in movies. She would be irrelevant. In the same way the actors right now, you don't know the names anymore, are irrelevant. But unfortunately, it's not up to us really who's relevant. It's up to the people elevating them. The mainstream media has tens and hundreds of millions of followers. So if they report on her, they're keeping her relevant. The movie companies like Warner Bros., Disney, have hundreds of millions of followers. If they keep her in movies, they keep her relevant. It's not up to you to say, she's not relevant, I'm going to move on. You can. You can move on, but what you're doing is you're just moving away from it. You're not moving on from it with everybody else, because everybody else is the corporations and the mainstream media elevating her and keeping her up there. That's my theory. That's my take on it. You guys let me know what you think down below. Doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, I'll be sad about it, but I'll get over it. See you next time.